Today, 22 April 2026, all eyes are on the Pretoria North Magistrate Court as a decision is expected in one of the most controversial police corruption cases in South Africa right now. Suspended SAPS Sergeant Fannie Nkosi is fighting for his freedom, but the state says releasing him could undermine justice itself.
North Magistrate's Court is set to hand down its bail ruling today in the case of disgraced police officer Fannie Nkosi. Nkosi has been applying for bail since his arrest at his home earlier this month. The suspended sergeant, who is attached to Gauteng's organised crime unit, was taken into custody after police allegedly found guns, state-owned ammunition, a grenade, and a number of scattered case dockets at his residence. He faces charges of contravening the Firearms Control Act as well as theft of dockets. Newsroom Africa's Veronica Mokwadi joins us live from court. Veronica, what are you hearing on the ground and what can we expect today? Good morning.
Well, good morning, Valen. We're expecting, of course, that bail judgment to be handed out. And, of course, throughout the entire proceedings of the bail application, the onus, of course, was on Fannie Nkosi to be able to prove to the court it would be in the interest of justice for him to be released on bail. Well, he's argued that the charges against him are frivolous, fabricated, and even weak, denying each and every one of them, going down, of course, to the central part of the investigation, which is the fact that 6 dockets were found on his premises. These are cases of hijackings, cash in transit heists, all of them very, very serious, and most of them going cold because they were stashed away in his Wendy house. We were even told that one particular incident in Atteridgeville, he took out that docket in 2016, essentially sitting and gathering dust in his home for 10 years. But the state doubled down in this regard, speaking about the lifestyle that Fannie Nkosi lived, and that he has someone who was living a life of a delinquent, even saying that he has mastered the art of undermining the rule of law. Listen to how the state put it to the court, particularly when it comes to the issues of the dockets.
The applicant was found in possession of police dockets involving serious and violent crimes, including irrefutable objective evidence which directly implicates the suspects to the commission of serious crimes of cash in transit heist. These dockets were not allocated to the applicant, and no legitimate reason exists for him to be in possession of same. The investigations in those dockets had stalled and as a result were closed. It is submitted that the only reason for the applicant to be in possession of the same was to destroy crucial evidence linking suspects to the commission of serious offences. The applicant's possession of police docket, which he was not authorized to have, demonstrates both the ability and willingness to interfere with investigations and evidence.
And so we're hearing the state saying that the issue of the docket is not an isolated one. It shows a patterned behavior of someone willing to interfere with investigations as well as undermine the justice system. And so we're expecting the bail judgment to be handed down today and see whether or not his defense was able essentially to prove it would be in the interest of justice. Back to you, Valen.
And most of you know now that Nkosi is a member of the SAPS organized crime unit, has been in custody since his arrest earlier this month, April 2026, after a raid at his home uncovered firearms, ammunition, and police dockets. These discoveries triggered serious charges, including contravening of Firearms Control Act, theft and unlawful possession of police dockets, and allegations of interfering with investigations. And according to the state, Nkosi allegedly hid these dockets to protect suspected criminals and filtrate police investigations. And since his arrest, Nkosi has been applying for bail, with proceedings stretching over several days in court. And in court, the responsibility was on Nkosi himself to prove that his release would be in the interest of justice. His defense team argued that the charges against him are baseless. He denies all allegations. He's not flight risk, and he would not interfere with investigations. Nkosi also told the court that he feared for his life behind bars. But the state strongly opposed bail. Prosecutors argued that Nkosi has shown a disregard for the law. His knowledge of SAPS systems could allow him to interfere with witnesses or evidence, and most importantly, he may actually be safer in custody than outside. And they went further, describing his conduct as that of someone who allegedly abused his position within law enforcement. And now, the moment that everyone has been waiting for, Magistrate Thandi Teledi delivered her ruling. After reviewing the arguments from both the state and the defense, the court found that Fannie Nkosi failed to convince the court that his release would be in the interest of justice. And as a result, Nkosi has officially been denied bail.
The retention of official dockets and SAPS equipment after suspension constitutes a serious breach of that trust. Constitutional balancing. The applicant's right to liberty is acknowledged, but it is not absolute. He has failed to provide a credible explanation for possession of police dockets and SAPS equipment. He has also failed to provide satisfactory evidence of unlawful storage of the firearms and ammunition. He has also not provided any assurances that he will not interfere with the administration of justice. This court has carefully balanced the applicant's constitutional rights, his personal circumstances, the presumption of innocence, and the interests of justice. The interests of justice do not permit the release of the applicant on bail. The application for bail is therefore dismissed.
This means the suspended SAPS sergeant will remain in custody as the case continues. The court's decision comes after the state argued that Nkosi's knowledge of police systems, along with the seriousness of the charges, including unlawful possessions of firearm ammunition and police dockets, posed a real risk to the integrity of the investigation. This is a developing story, and more revelation could still come to light. Do you think the court made the right call by denying bail? Or should Nkosi have been given a chance to fight his case from outside? Let me know your thoughts in the comments and stay tuned for more updates. See you on the next one. Bye.